Awesome. We are live. So, hello, everybody. I'll make sure to notify. This is the first part of the stream that always goes a little slower. I'm going to notify everybody that we are indeed streaming, and it seems like some people are spilling in anyway. Hello, everybody. And can everyone hear me correctly? Can y'all hear me? Just making sure because my software, I was gonna add some music in the background, and yet we don't have any music because I couldn't get it to be recognized by OBS, which is a bummer. Real bummer. There should be a share button, right? Here we go. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to post it on YouTube that I'm streaming, and then we should be pretty much all set. All right. It does say that I'm live now, so that should be good. Let me see my YouTube videos. I wonder if it counts the live. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Can I post this? Live now. All right, so we should be all good. Okay, hello everybody. Yes, this is awesome. All right, so the first thing I want to mention is that there is currently a promo code on the teespring.com/store/pies treasury -1 that allows you to get 10% off of all of the items in the Castle Dark merch store. So definitely go down to the description to the merch store to get your discount and use the discount code EXILE. That is all caps EXILE. Again, all caps EXILE to get 10% off on all items. Let's get down to business, guys. How is everybody? I bet you're all doing wonderful. Since the stream started, let's see. Oh, we got 13 people. This is good. This is very, very good. Hello. Hello, everybody. See some familiar faces and some new ones, which is quite exciting. All right, so I'm going to get down to business. What I'm going to do here is that you see this sneaking animation of Pi, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the people in the background here, you can see very lightly right here. The people in the background are going to, well, this is actually the foreground. These people, this piggy right here is going to go past them kind of quickly, and they're going to be in the foreground, and then these pigs in the background are going to move slowly to illustrate that he's walking past a crowd of people. So that's the goal for today. So really, we're not going to do, maybe not to do, Murak probably not going to do a lot of animation, maybe just some drawing. And okay, Crazy K says, okay's Craze says, how are you doing today? I'm doing excellent. I'm so glad that we got the stream going. So we have 15 people watching, which is pretty good. So I'm going to get started before they click away. All right, here we go. I'm actually going to use a regular raster layer for this. You guys can feel free to ask questions about OpenTunes, but I don't know if I'll get to all of them. I can't guarantee that, but I feel free to put your question out there. Maybe I'll get to it. And let's see how this is named. I need to name these specifically because if you guys saw my OpenTunes red frames video, you know that that your frames can get lost. Let's see. Scene 4, digit 3, pi. Okay, so this next one's going to be scene 4, 3. Let's see. BG char. There you go. All right, that looks plenty good. So these pigs that I'm going to be drawing are going to be a little bit bigger than pi. Let me adjust my drawing monitor. I really wish we had some music, but sadly we do not. We do not have the music today. Hopefully my voice will suffice. Let's see. All right. You guys are so funny. All right, time to get to work. All right, so let's do this. So we have our brush here. I'm just gonna start with I'm probably gonna do the circle tool. It's easier that way. I can get things done quicker. I did want to mention that OpenTunes 1.4, the release candidate is out, and it's currently looking for bugs. So I definitely recommend you guys use OpenTunes, find the bugs that are really annoying you, and reporting them. I think it's on the OpenTunes forum that's listed on the website, because that is a unique opportunity. The software is free, and you get to report bugs on it. That's pretty awesome. So I have to make sure to do that because I have so many bugs that I've been dealing with for so long that I can easily be rid of, and I need to remember that I have the chance to get them fixed. So I'll definitely have to remember that. I have to set a reminder for myself. I'm gonna make this headband a little thicker than that. There we go. Actually, I never really realized how having the pressure, a wide range in your pressure sensitivity made this brush look really good. I mean, this sketch looks really nice. It kind of looks like I made it in a different software, to be honest. So I guess that was the key. Just have a bigger brush stroke to make it look. It looks more painterly, I guess, or like ink or something like that. So that's pretty good to know. Raster brushes. We were sleeping on the raster brushes. That's why I moved to the non-tunes raster brushes, as you can see over here, because it gives that really natural um, animation look. It looks like it could have been done on paper, and so that's why I moved over to them, because they, I don't know, look better, and I thought it'd be a nicer idea. So let me just I have to draw the dress. Don't exactly remember what this dress looks like, but I can check. I believe I have the GIF. I'm going to check what the dress actually looks like. So I'll be back in 1 second. In the meantime, I'm just going to play this animation. We're going to have this thing extended like that. There we go. I'm just heading over to my um, Patreon really quick. Thick picky. Let's see. Oh, I have some questions. I can do those right after I check my scenes. I do post all the updates of my scenes on Patreon, which is why I'm going to Patreon to check. I could just go on my computer, but I think this way is a little bit quicker. Let's see. Okay, so she has a pretty simple dress. Okay. All right, so let's answer some questions. How long are you using it? Let's see. Is there a pre? Um, no, I don't know what that. I'm not really sure what it means. Um, I still haven't completely grasped OpenTunes. Yeah, it's a really complicated software, so definitely don't feel bad if you haven't completely um, grasped it yet, or like you don't understand it yet, because it's a really difficult software to understand. All right, let's see. Um, I don't quite understand the shading graphs. What is possible with them? Shading graphs, I'm not entirely sure what a shading graph is. So, let's see. Do you listen to music in your creative process? Sometimes I listen to it quietly. Sometimes animation requires a lot of focus. So I definitely I try sometimes I start listening to music and then I stop listening to it. So that's usually how that goes, because I end up wanting to focus. So let's see. Oh yeah. So how do you make raster get out of the border? Okay. Oh, that's Darren T. Hey, what's going on, Darren? Um, hey Seb, have you tried 1v4 yet? I've just downloaded it today. I'm calling everybody out, by the way. Check that out, some new features. They're pretty good. Yeah, so I did download it. I downloaded it and then I got rid of it because I had some projects on 1.1v3 and I didn't exactly know how to import them. But then Mr. Darren T comes out with a video on how to collaborate in OpenTunes. And so, and he shows how you can import projects. Basically, I learned how to import projects by means of that tutorial. So I'm gonna be downloading that thing pretty soon. I'm really excited. I should get it though because I have to report a couple glitches, especially with I can do it right here. If I'm selecting something, I grab it and I try to grab it with my pen. The selection just disappears. Perfect first example right there. I'm happy that worked out. Yeah. So, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's really annoying. So I'm gonna try to see if the devs can help me out. There we go. So here we go. Let me get the arm right here. So I gotta erase all this anyway. All right. The arm's a little bit too stubby for me. Here we go. Let's get something a little bigger. Let's see. Get the dress going. So here's that part where the dress is gonna flare out like this. You get some of those wrinkles as well. I'm gonna close this up down here because we need to fill this in with color. Maybe I'll put the hand back here on her hip or something like that. Like that. More like this. There we go. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll leave that for now. Okay, so that's good. That's a great first drawing. I didn't know that having such a thick brush could really actually help out. Let's see. I'm gonna see some questions real quick. Let's see. We have a lot of questions. This is a lot of viewers. We have 17. Let me read what Darren says first because he says you have to grab the part of the line to drag it out of selection rather than dragging. Okay, yeah. So what he says is instead of just grabbing the open space like that, which works sometimes, you have to grab on one of the lines. So that time it didn't work. Let's see. That time it worked. Grabbing this line right here because it's thicker. I don't know. Dragging the line doesn't really seem to change anything. I know with vectors it works when you drag the actual line itself. But with the raster, I don't know if it's doing much. I really would like to see the changes that they made to vector levels, making them more reliable though. That would be cool. Okay, let's see. So we have her little tiara band thing. I'm probably just gonna make this a tiara, or if you guys, it could be one of the characters that you all submit. If you guys choose to join the Your Piglet event, it could be one of your characters. After I finish this, before I color, I'll answer some questions. So those of you who are asking, do not worry. Do not worry. I'm going to look at the requests soon. All right. That's pretty good. I'm not sure how I feel about this hip though. I'm gonna bring it in a little more. That looks a lot better actually, like that. Okay. Let's make this. I'm gonna leave the wine glass color. Okay, let's see. All right, so now before I color this in, I'm going to look at some of your comments. Okay, so Lotus Petal says, "Yes, I'm calling you guys out." I want to read and be able to respond. So it says, "I downloaded it last year. Opentunes has major potential. I think many animators underestimate it." Exactly. I think this thing is a lot more full-featured than a lot of other animation softwares. Especially, I haven't used Animate CC recently, but when I did use it, it definitely wasn't. I didn't get all the features that I have in Opentunes, especially that camera. So, with shading graphs, I meant the graphs you have in your right corner. Oh, right corner. Let's see. Oh, this thing. Yeah, so this is a function editor. It helps you manage your keyframes. It's kind of essential to use in this version of Opentunes. I know that in 1.4 they added a little keyframe column for your camera, but in 1.3 we don't have that. So I put this function editor here to track the camera movement. I could do a video on that, or maybe Darren or someone else has already done a video about that. Let's see. um, what comment did I leave off on? Let's see. Okay. So Darren's gonna make a new video about 1.4, a news video. So I can't wait to watch that because that is going to be exciting. I'd really like to see it because I don't know too much about it. So maybe after that I'll probably use it in my videos as well. Okay. Can you animate on Flash? Do you know how to animate on Flash? I do not know how to animate on Flash, and neither, since I have OpenToons, I don't exactly want to. Flash costs money, and I don't know, having OpenToons and spending money on Flash doesn't seem right to me. So, anyway, I love the raster brushes. I do as well. If you can animate in OpenToons, you can animate in anything. This thing's so hard to understand. Yeah. So OpenToons is really, really complicated. It's a piece of work, but honestly, it really is worth it. It really is worth it, I gotta admit. Is it difficult? I got it, but I never really started working with it. I think the learning curve is high. So yeah, I guess it is kind of difficult to learn. But guys, honestly, it's worth it. I mean, it's free animation software. It's not like that OpenToons costs $500, which it easily could. But maybe 300. But if it's definitely worth it, you can't really find a software like this around. So yeah, the selection thing didn't work. OpenToons is hard, and every person who's good at it should be really proud of themselves. Yeah, it took me a long time to get actually proficient in OpenToons, and there's still plenty of things I do not know. Let's see. Things start getting serious when the artist stops listening to music. That's true. When I was actually doing these. I think I was doing these keyframes or this animation, and once I started getting into the keyframes, I knew I had to shut off the music because stuff was getting. I had to focus. All right, I'm gonna get a sip of water, and I'll be back in a few. Oh man, can you believe that we have no music today? It's a tragedy. That is truly a tragedy. All right, so I'm gonna make up a color scheme for this real quick. Let's get maybe a pinkish. I don't really like to make my pigs very pink. I think a lot of you probably noticed that. Or pie's like a reddish, a light reddish color. I don't like to make them this purpley sort of pink look. It kind of makes them look like crayons, you know. I like to lean it toward the red side. Yeah, there we go. Make the arms like this color as well. This part as well, right here. And then we can make the dress any color we like. Maybe this dark magenta would do nicely. Maybe the same color for the wine. Then we can make a transparent color for the glass, like this. We can make it a gray, or make it like a light blue. And then, I need to add here we go. Alpha. Oh, we have the alpha, I think. Yeah, here we go. It's just huge. I'm not used to it being that big. Yeah, but the OpenToons is really, really versatile. Actually, I think that if I just made a t-shirt business, like the t-shirts that I made for Castle Dark, I could easily use OpenToons only, because the line art tools in this program are so powerful that I use them to make that the newest Castle Dark piece of merchandise. I used OpenToons, and I am completely satisfied with what I got. The line art tools. Maybe I'll do another. I actually do have a video on OpenToons line art. It's robust, man. You can just fix lines. Like I would have to take. It would take me much longer if I tried to do it in Krita, because you'd have to draw every line. But OpenToons, You can draw lines and edit them, and you can edit their thickness, which is the greatest part, because I ended up in Krita, I drew my line too thin, and I wasn't able to edit the thickness of the lines in Krita. They might have a feature like that. I honestly, I just didn't look, but being able to edit the thickness of my lines was a huge boon, because the drawing had to be pretty big because it was going to be on a t-shirt. I think it's like 3,000 by something. But having OpenToons to edit the thickness of the lines so the lines don't look too skinny on the t-shirt was really, really good. All right, so let's draw this other piggy. Okay, and I guess this pig has the tiara on right here. Little eyelashes too. Put the ears down because they're relaxing, having some wine. I was actually, when that whole YouTube COPPA thing was going around, the COPPA, I had a little bit of concern, of course, about Castle Dark because it's a cartoon, and I was a little bit worried about having the pigs drinking wine, because I was thinking that they might get me in trouble for having pigs drink wine and a cartoon that looks like it's made for kids, but that all got cleared up, thankfully. So, let's see. Yeah, so that OpenToons, the person who said OpenToons is hard, I'll probably keep making, if you guys will watch it, that is, and also if it's needed, I will make more very simple tutorials like that 2020 tutorial that I did, because it seems to be helping people who are just beginning, and I knew that it would get attention, because we have a lot of beginners in my channel base. Most of the people who subscribe, I think, are beginners, so I knew it was going to help a lot of people. But I should probably make some more follow-up videos so you guys can get step by step how to become proficient in OpenToons. But really, honestly, the way that I got good at using OpenToons was not that way. There was not a lot of tutorials about OpenToons when I started using it. I got good at using OpenToons by using OpenToons. I simply opened the software. I couldn't do certain things, and I closed the software. And then day after day, I just kept experimenting with certain things. And eventually, I got pretty good at using it. So that's the way that I did it. I'm wondering whether I should keep providing tutorials, or I should just recommend that you guys experiment more, because I know the software fairly well. I can do a lot in it, and I'm satisfied with what I can do in OpenToons, and I would love to make more tutorials for you guys, but I really do want you guys to become proficient, and I'm not sure whether that proficiency is going to come if I just keep making tutorials. Sometimes you just got to get your hands dirty, if you know what I mean. So let me select this head. But as long as it helps, I will make them. All right. All right, and after I finish this drawing, I'll look at some of the chat. And then we can go into the panning effect that I'm going to perform on this. Maybe I'll make this tiara. I'll just make it the same color as this. It could be replaced by one of the submitted character designs that one of you guys submit, so it doesn't matter exactly too much what these pigs look like. So Pi is walking, and he's not going to be moving. All right, so I finished that drawing to where actually, no, I haven't. I need to do this. I need to do a little, I didn't mean to create a new frame. I meant to go back over here. Maybe, yeah, the arm will be back here like that. That looks a little more natural. All right. Before I get to the keyframes, I'll look at the chat real quick, and then I'll move on. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got a lot. OpenToons is like TV Paint, but not exactly, not hundreds of dollars. Did you go to animation school? No, I did not go to animation school. I started animating on OpenToons and by OpenToons. So if that's any inspiration for y'all, then take it as such. Let's see. I have trouble with backgrounds. Yeah, so you know, the way I look at things is I always have to directly attack what I'm bad at. So if you have trouble with backgrounds, I'm sorry, you just have to get your hands dirty, start drawing them, and then you'll realize exactly what your skill is lacking in the backgrounds area. Okay. That's the bonus, but let's see, me too. You can draw backgrounds in other software and import them into it. Oh yeah, that's true. How do you manage backgrounds? I mean, how detailed are they supposed to be to look decent and fitting? That's my biggest problem. Sorry, don't apologize. We're open to questions here. I usually make my backgrounds, so Castle Dark is actually animated in 1080p. So I always make my backgrounds in 4K. So they're huge. And then I usually scale them down with the level settings. And it allows me to have flexible backgrounds so they always look good. Backgrounds depend entirely on the art style. That's true. Yeah. If you do have a animation that looks one way and your backgrounds look another, it is gonna look a little weird, isn't it? Let's see. Is it possible to import frames to finish them up in another program and they save in the animation? I have to direct that question probably to one of the other OpenToons users like Darren T. They're better at that kind of stuff because I've been trying to import anything in my OpenToons for a while and it has not worked. So I do what I can. Let's see. My style is lineless, and I can't find much help with that on YouTube, sadly. I don't know. Maybe I'll learn something here if... Lineless is very easy in OpenToons, especially if you use vector levels. And I don't know if I can show you here. I'll show you here really quick. Doing a lineless art style is very, very easy with OpenToons. I hope that sounds exciting because it was exciting when I found it out. So here we go. I'm going to draw this face with this person's beautiful eyes right here, and that eye does not look up to par. Let's draw it again. There we go. Awesome nose. You got little eyebrows, spiky hair. Oh, this isn't closed. You always want to close your vector drawings so you can fill them like this. All right. Now let's do view and hit fill check, see what we can fill. We can fill the whole thing, thankfully. That never happens. And so let's grab a new style. I'm going to fill this bad boy with red. And then I'm going to hit a new style, fill the eyes with blue. I know this looks really creepy, just bear with me. And then, yeah, so I'm going to change that to blue and then do this. I'm going to fill it with yellow. So, and then what you could do is hover over the vector and then just hit any of these fill types that you can hit this right here with the cross through it for the, I think if you do, yeah, so if you, hold on, is this not doing what I'm supposed to, oh, my bad, I'm doing the wrong thing. So you go to the black, right, because the black is what you made your lines in, and then if you hit any of these fill types, it won't apply. So you can just automatically you get this lineless look. So that's what I was trying to say. I was getting myself confused here because it can't apply. These fill things only apply to fill colors like that, like the eyes. So, but if you put it on a line, then it disappears. I'm sure there's a way to make it just nothing anyway, but I'm doing it the more uneducated way. But yeah, that's how you do a lineless art style. Looks very cool when you have complicated drawings. All right, let's go back to questions. Oh yeah, so I love LWA. Helped them out too. Where am I from? I'm not sure if I want to say that on the stream. Do you know the software Epsynth? When so, what's your opinion about it? I do not know Epsynth. I've heard of it. It might have something to do with lip sync, I think. OpenHoods is way ahead of Adobe Animate, even though being free. Your tutorial helped a lot. Please make more. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think so. I agree. Well, I make a video about the new stuff in 1.4. So Darren T said he was going to make a news video about it. It seems like I would rather just let that be the video because I'm not really that educated on 1.4, and I don't want to tell you guys stuff that's like, oh, this feature can do this, and then it turns out that that feature does not do what I just said. So I'm going to leave that to Darren T. I think he's more educated on that topic. In the answer to the question about finishing your program, you can go to the raster levels. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go get a drink of water, and I will be right back. All right, here we go. So now we're going to make this little pan thing. So I don't know exactly how long Pi is going to be walking, but I'm just going to do a little pan for these characters right here. We're going to use the animate tool, put them right here. Then all you're going to do is select it and drag them over here. That's that easy. So that's pretty fast. Maybe we will make it a tad. Let's put them. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. We're using the animate tool. Just like right here. Okay, let's see. This seems like a fair speed. This is really, I'm not going to extend the animation longer than this, even though it's going to loop, because I have some more animation to do. Actually, maybe I can. Let's just do it like, maybe like twice. There we go. That can really hurt. So, but it ends at 48. Just remember that. Yep. And then we can extend this bad boy as well. And then this keyframe. Let's make it over here like less, so they go like that. It's about the speed that I want it to go. That's pretty good. And now here's my favorite part. What we get to do is we get to put some effects on it. So I have this window, this room in OpenTunes called Drawing. I made it like this so I could have multiple. I can have all that I need in one room. So I'm gonna hit Insert Effects and Blur right here. And so that's on that raster level. This is what I love about OpenTunes. You can just do so much. It's very, very easy to do so. Maybe just 4. Let's see how much 4 is. Maybe 10. Um, 15. 45 look pretty good, but that's probably way too much of a blur to just, it's not, I don't know if I can justify that much blur. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Alright, perfect. Now I'm going to make another raster layer. I'm going to name that one later. You actually can rename levels if you don't name them the first time, so don't get scared. You just go to level settings, and then you can change the name right there. I'm going to make these guys in the background. They look quite different than when they did in this screenshot you see here is from the storyboard. Man, these guys look way different than they did back in the storyboard days, so I have to draw like a rectangular sort of shape like this. They got this long snout like that, really wrinkly, hard cheekbones like this. And I'll get to answering questions in a minute. I do want to get a lot of work done though, because you can't be all talk and no animate, you know? So these guys have a long brow. They're really tired and old. Squiggly ears because they're old. Wrinkles around their brows because they're old. And they're slouching like this. Right? Alright. Hands are going to be right here because he's holding his cane. Why? Because he's an old piggy and he needs to hold his cane like this. This cane's going to curve in. Here we go. Perfect. Then we got the big frill that these rich old guys are wearing. To erase all that old stuff. Alright, now let's see what colors we're going to make this. I'm going to make them probably like a dark sort of pinkish color. This is a little too saturated for my taste. Let's bring it down a little bit. There we go. Something like that. These colors are definitely not final, just putting them there for the purpose of testing out what the effects are going to look like, stuff like that. And then he has this, he's going to have a tunic on. It's like a grayish brown color, like this. And they're going to have these medieval sort of pants. I can come up with the actual design for these later, but this is what's more important is that we get them colored right now. So let's get maybe like a creamish color. There we go. That looks pretty good. And we fix the color scheme so it doesn't look so whack. Maybe deep. Alright, so that looks pretty good for that representation of that character. And we're just going to add some more wrinkles to really sell the point. Let's see, we're going to make this guy, the exposure for him lasts just as long as everything else. All right, so that's pretty much good. Add one more color for maybe his boots. Yeah, maybe gray him out a little more. All right, so that looks pretty good. Gonna see what chat has to say. Hit that save before we do it. Okay, let's see. OpenToons plus Krita is a nice free combo. Very nice. In fact, Castle Dark is going to be one of the most, not the most, but is going to be a quite professional result that is going to be, that's going to come from the merge of those two softwares. I'm going to put BG characters 1 and background characters 2. There you go. Just make sure this guy goes behind these things. Is that working right? No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. This is what I wanted. Yeah, perfect. Let that play. And then so I can read some chat. Thank you so much. Let's see. Noble, how did you get into animation and why do you enjoy doing it? I got into animation as a kid. I loved watching animated shows, and I really wanted to be an animator ever since it seems like middle school. And but there was no free 2D animation software. I think OpenToons was exactly what I'm looking for, and it wasn't there. And so I started using Blender. I started making 3D animations because, and it's not like there were some open source 2D animation softwares like Pencil and Tupi, but they weren't as robust and they didn't exactly have what I needed. Like OpenToons has the camera option. You can have different types of brushes and you can export to different types of things. And those softwares weren't as developed as OpenToons, so they weren't hitting where I needed them to hit. So why do I enjoy doing it? I enjoy drawing. I've been drawing my whole life, and I don't know, animation, bringing things to life through animation it just brings me joy. I don't know, something about creating my own world makes me happy. So thank you for asking that. Krita crashed more than any software I've ever used. Wow, that's terrible because I don't think I've ever had Krita crashed too often. Yeah, OpenTunes I definitely had a few crashes as well. Thankfully, it works pretty nice on my system though. So let's see. Are you doing coloring and line art on the same level? Yes, for some of these raster level, yeah, I do coloring and line art on the same level. Especially when you use vectors, it's just easier. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much all we have for that. I would love to put on some music, guys. But honestly, after what I just told you guys about music, it's probably not. It's probably gonna hurt more than it's gonna help. So maybe we'll just leave the music out. Learn something today. All right. Let's make this. Let's finish up this, and I'm gonna draw one more. One more thing for today. Let's see how much people we have watching. We have 18 people watching. This is pretty cool, guys. Definitely one of our biggest streams. I'm still a small channel, so 18 is a lot, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So let's see. Here we go. Yes, I'm happy that everyone decided to tune in today, and I appreciate y'all. All right. So I'm gonna make his friend standing next to him. I'm gonna put them on both in the same layer. This is what you see. This little transparent-ish drawing of a pig. That was this pig right here, but like what, a few years back. I think it was a really long time ago that's what they used to look like. That was what they look like in the storyboard. But now my drawing style has evolved so much that I learned to characterize things a little more because they were supposed to be old. I think they were always supposed to be old. Maybe they were just supposed to be rich, but I decided to make them old, and in my head they were always old. So decided to make them a little more characterized in that way, so I can, if I ever want to make a new character, they don't look strange because I want to make there a lot of different looking pigs, so we don't have that same face syndrome. We already have a lot of it in the first few um, seconds of animation because of the way I didn't really differentiate Pie and the other chef pigs, but we'll get through it. We'll see how it goes. Maybe episode 2 will have more diverse looking pigs. Yeah, diversity in character design definitely helps when you want to make your series look visually stimulating. Because when you have different looking characters in a similar style, it really shows your prowess as an artist. So let's do squiggly ear right here. Maybe the squiggly ear thing is a little excessive. Trying to an excessive way to make these pigs look old, but we're gonna try it for now. It seems like it's working, so we'll just keep going. Maybe when I make the character sheet for these pigs. Actually, I'm not loving this cape that this pig is wearing. It seems off. I'm gonna make a different color. Maybe like a gray or something, dark maroon. I don't know. That seems to work a little better. And let's draw the eyebrows. Or the brow line, I mean. And make sure that he's slouching. I'll just do this guy have one hand on his cane, so there's a little bit of variation between the two. This guy's cane is taller. Let me make the canes a bit the same size. Like, do it like that. That looks good. And make his arm come lower. Usually I draw the hand first, and then I draw the arm, because the hand, usually know where you want the hand to be, but the arm usually just follows the hand. Erase all this because I'm gonna have to erase it anyway to make this fancy frill that he's wearing. Put some ties in it like that. Split this down the middle because he's wearing a tunic, sort of a medieval wear. Let's see. And after I do this, I can look at some of the stream questions and answer them, and then I think that'll be it. We can wrap up after that. Make this guy's knees really bent because I think I made him a little short. Yeah, I can actually just make him taller like this. There we go. Put him where he's supposed to be, height-wise. And I think I have to make his body a little longer as well. So here we go. Put a little belly in there. A little belly couldn't hurt. Alright. Now we got that sort of over with. We should be set to give him some color. Maybe, yeah, make this arm. I'll actually erase that cape because I want this arm to be holding his back. Oh, whoopsie. Let me undo that. I want this arm to be like, ouch, my back, right? You see a lot of people do that these days when they got some back trouble. Alright, so maybe his cape will be like that, over there, hanging off his arm. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So a lot of these characters will be replaced by your designs if you choose to participate in the Your Piglet event. Let's do this, and then right here. Five. Here we go. Yes, I know these drawings are pretty messy, but that's okay. No, mostly they're just to use to test the effects out on, so I know what the effects are going to look like. Let's use that cream color for the frill as well. Okay, so these are old men that have similar style. That's alright, because they're probably best buddies. Alright, so now that I finished that drawing, I'm going to look in some chat and see what we got. Okay, where did I leave off? Yeah, so I heard OpenToon's Minerva Edition doesn't crash. Very few crashes in 1.3 and more bits than they're likely to be fewer crashes. Yeah, so 1. I'm really looking forward to 1.4 in that respect as well. There's going to be fewer crashes. I very rarely crash in OpenToons, but when I do, it sure is frustrating. So, for anyone wondering, on OpenToons, the line and fill are separated so the line isn't destructive over your fill. That is true. Why pigs? I mean, I love them, but what inspired you to draw them in particular in Pi? So, wow, pigs. I really made Castle Dark the way it looks today because I needed something that was easier to draw so I can test how making an animated series would go on YouTube. And I'm testing this because I was meaning to make another sort of animated series, but I didn't know if I wanted that to be my first one. I basically wanted it to be perfect, so I decided that I'll do a test series. And this is Castle Dark, so it has to be easy to draw. I had to simplify the designs, and yeah, that's why it looks like the way it does. Pi is named Pi, by the way, because his eyes look like a pie. Look like a pie symbol. Bye, everyone. It was nice chatting. Keep working out. See you later, Lotus Petals. It's been nice having you. Come by again. Let's see. How was that messy? I'm getting so many compliments. You guys are so nice. You have scheduled for stream. Yeah, so today I just decided I'd stream. Usually I'd like to notify you guys earlier, but sometimes I don't know if I'm going to be available. What is up? What's going on, Luis? Your art style makes me think of Newgrounds. I think I can see where you're coming from with that. All right, so we have 20 people now. That's pretty good. I'm going to finish this out, and then we can just have some fun in the chat, and then I'll end the stream. So we have this. Let's go over here. I'm going to make a keyframe right here. These guys are going to be right there. Maybe they'll be here so that you can actually see them. Yeah. Staging is very important. No, and right. Maybe here. No, I think they're going too fast. Maybe they need to start somewhere else. Yeah, they need to end right here because they're going a little too fast. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted from this scene. Alright, so now when we render it, it's going to look even greater. Let's see. Let's see what happens when we render it. Alright, so that blur definitely is too much, but I see some benefit from using it. Wow, look at that. These foreground elements look great. They really, really look awesome. So this is definitely a success. And I also heard in OpenToons 1.4, I heard in 1.4 that you can color in your raster drawing. So I'm definitely looking forward to coloring this sneaking animation of Pi in. That's going to be awesome. Let's edit this blur a little bit, shall we? 30 is too much. Maybe 20? 20, I don't know. This bird, I don't know if I want to use too much of it. Maybe that'll do. Let's see how that looks. That just kind of looks like they're fuzzy. It doesn't look like they're blurred out. It needs to be evident that they're going to be blurred out. Yeah, because if you're going to blur, you got to blur. Yeah, so let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Really like the way this looks. Really enjoying this. There we go. Awesome. So, round of applause. We just finished for today. That is going to be the, that's all I'm going to do for the stream. Let that loop a little bit and let's have some fun in the chat. Let it render here. Maybe that'll be interesting to watch. All right, so. So, let's see. What's up? Style makes you think of Newgrounds. I'm also making a few animated series on my channel. Awesome. That's really good. Oh, yes. So Darren T confirmed that in 1.4 you can use the fill tool for raster drawings, and I am so excited. I'm so excited to do that because that will literally make me use the raster drawings all the time. And I also tested in 1.4 that I'm gonna demonstrate my point here. I'm gonna go on this raster level right here and show you. When you draw really quickly on these, let me go here. If you draw really quickly on these raster brushes, you can see that it gets it'll kind of prevent you from making a smooth line. Sometimes it'll get a little hexagonal. This little like straight line, it's not completely smooth because the computer can't really catch up with the speed that you're drawing. I tried 1.4. That didn't really happen to me. I was really, really impressed. It could be depending on the brush as well. So let's try a different brush, see if that fixes it. Yeah, so it definitely probably is a brush problem. This one takes a little while to catch up though. Yeah, so pretty cool. I think it might have been a brush thing. So this is also another reason I do not want to make tutorials for 1.4 because I don't know a lot about. I do know how to use OpenToonz, and I make tutorials on how to use it. But as for the intricacies, I'm not really well versed. As you can see it better in this brush. Yeah, it's a little more dynamic. It's a little. These sharp strokes are not my favorite, especially if you're trying to rapidly sketch something out. Definitely does not help. All right, let's see what the chat has to say. I'm hyped for 1.4 actual release. I'm hyped too. Just make sure, guys, that you report the glitches that you want to see fixed. Because if you don't report the glitches or the bugs, then they're not gonna get fixed, unless someone else reports them. But if you have a specific one, like the one I just showed you guys today, I'm gonna report that. See what they can do about it. Definitely do it because they're looking for bugs. So, also last animation I did had to do some nasty tricks to get camera control on a dummy layer. Don't like the function editor that much. New camera on actually don't need to do that anymore. Exactly. Yeah. So definitely looking forward to OpenToonz 1.4. And that is the end of our stream. Thank you guys for watching. That was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun too. And so make sure to join my Discord channel if you guys have any questions about OpenToonz, or you just want to hang out, have some fun, and see some beautiful art. We have a great community posting animations and artwork and promoting their social media as well. So definitely check out the Discord channel. Really, really good stuff happens there. If you want some Castle Dark merch, that's brand new design, go to the description, it's called Pi's Treasury. It's teespring.com/store/Pi's Treasury. You can get yourself some nice merch, and definitely use the promo code EXILE, EXILE, all caps, to get 10% off of the entire merch store. So thank you guys for watching. The stream has been fun, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.